Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Early Edge in 5, powered by SportsLine. I'm Grace Remington, and you already know what to do. Before we begin this stream, please like this video. We're already at 35 likes, so we are ahead of the game. Let's get to 120 likes. How about that by the end of the stream? We did a great job on likes yesterday. And subscribe to the SportsLine channel because that's your only way into the chat, and we want to know what you guys think. By the way, there's NFL football on tonight. We might get that later, but let me know in the chat how you're playing this game if you're watching it. We might read some of those comments later. Let's take a look at how we did last night. I told you guys we would have back-to-back winning days, and that's exactly what we did. 5-2. Love to see it. I believe we're 11-4 over the last 2 days. So let's keep it going, guys. And remember, more picks always on CBS Sports HQ. Let's take a look at the schedule. The Maestro pulling double duty tonight. He's on at 6 and 8 Eastern, live betting the MLB board. They're doing NFL futures, golf, lots of crazy stuff going on over at HQ. You can watch on the CBS Sports app, cbssports.com/live, and Paramount Plus. All right, guys, how about we go back to back winning days? I like the sound of that. And bring in the crew here. We got Freakin' Frack, Mikey B, and PropStarz. Small slate on the diamond tonight, guys. 6 night games. Spector, as always. Why don't you start us off?
Yeah, yesterday I said I needed a win, and of course, doesn't even go to the plate. We have to scratch it, so let's go back to it. We're going to go Christopher Morel over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -110. He's gone over this number in all 3 games against the Reds in this series, and in his last 25 games, so large sample here, he's averaged 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs per game, hitting this number at 64% of the time. Luke Weaver's on the mound tonight, so I like the matchup as Weaver's allowed a 6.8 ERA and allowed a .306 batting average. Let's hope for it. Morel over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs tonight.
Yeah, you got this, Spector. The win is coming. I feel it. Yeah.
All right. If it doesn't, it's all on EC because he told me Morel's the best.
He is. Spector picked the right-handed Babe Ruth tonight, and in a game where the wind hopefully is blowing out, Morel probably has the hardest swing in the league. That's what I'm saying. He's great to watch. I hope you hit. Let's do it.
That's a bold prediction, the right-handed Babe Ruth, but I'm rooting for Spector nonetheless. You guys said it. Another warm summer night at Wrigley. The market movement on yesterday's game was insane. Opened at 9.5. The next morning it was 10.5. Closed at 11. We're starting to see the same movement today. And Mikey B, that's where you're taking us on your pick. Why do you like the over in this game?
Yeah, so you can still get it. Like you said, the line is moving. It's at 10.5 on some books, but you can still get it at 10 on DraftKings. So I'm going to do Cubs Reds over 10 total runs. They've scored at least 22 runs in both of the first 2 games of the series. It's wild. As Spector mentioned, Luke Weaver has been terrible. The Cubs have averaged 7.9 runs over their last 12 games. Starting for the Cubs is not exactly a good pitcher either. Jamison Tyone, he has a 5.46 ERA. And he's been pretty good against right-handed hitters, holding them to a 279 weighted on-base average. But lefties have a 388 weighted on-base average against him. The Reds have some dangerous lefties, Joey Votto, Jake Fraley. So I'll take that over 10 runs for the game. And let's do a different game because we can't put all of our eggs in one basket. We're going to do Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 walks issued. That's -155 on DraftKings. Now, last season, he only had a 6.7% walk rate. Really good. This year, that's ballooned up to 10.2%. Even in his complete game shutout against the Tigers, his last time out, he issued 3 walks. He's made 20 starts this season. He has issued at least 2 walks in 15 of them. He did face the Mariners twice already, who he's going to face again tonight. In those 2 outings, he issued 4 and 5 walks respectively. So there's a lot of juice here, Grace, but I think it's worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of this trend until you sent it into our email chain today. But Ohtani giving up 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 2 walks in his last 6 starts. So good find there. All right, let's go to the West Coast there. PropStarz, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going to back the Dodgers tonight on the run line facing the Quad A Oakland A's. Love this spot for the Dodgers. They've sort of been middling since the All-Star break, but I think they're ready to start moving and rolling in the right direction. They typically win against teams they should. Really very little confidence in this A's team. The Dodgers, massive talent discrepancy. Julio Urias on the mound tonight for LA. Hasn't been able to capture sort of his brilliance that we saw last year where he led the National League in earned run average, but he has been really good at home, and he's facing the A's, which you love to see as well. JP Sears on the mound for the A's. He's been solid, their best pitcher by far, but he's a lefty. The Dodgers, in my opinion, are one of the best teams when it comes to attacking opposing southpaws. So I think the Dodgers are going to score a lot of runs tonight, provide Urias with plenty of run support, and win by at least 2 runs. So I'm taking the Dodgers on the run line.
Proppy, you're getting a lot of love in the chat for your new background. Looks great, but Hilltop does ask an important question. He says, where does Goose lay up? Do we still have room for Goose?
There's always room for Goose, and this is still a work in progress. So tomorrow you will see the full backdrop fully unveiled. So, and there's always a spot for Goose.
Oh, love to hear it. And by the way, if you are a SportsLine subscriber, you could have gotten Proppy's play at 9:30 a.m. this morning. So we love to see you on the site. If you need a membership code, just DM EC. I'm going to divert everyone to him.
Yeah, that's right. I will hook them up, Grace. I will give them better rates than you can find elsewhere.
I believe it.
Not just an insurance salesman.
Maybe. If you're nice to me and you say nice things about my picks, then I'll give you a good rate. If you say bad things and you want to fade me, then I'll give you the higher rate. You'll be paying full price.
I could actually see EC selling insurance. Oh, no, boy.
But I will sell like that. You say nice things, you get discount.
All right. Well, we are not done with the Reds Cubs. We're also not done with the Dodgers. EC, you got plays in both those games. What you got for us?
Yeah, Grace, I always talk about if you fade me, I hope you lose. Well, I'm really sorry the last 2 nights you've probably lost some money. So I'm going to help you make it back because we're on a bit of a heater here. 4-1 in the last 2 nights. And the one loss was a plus 225. So feeling good about things. Let's stick with the game that Proppy just talked about. He mentioned that the Dodgers crush left-handed pitching. Well, Freddie Freeman, even though he's a lefty, we're going to go over his 1.5 total bases at plus 105 on DraftKings. So the thing about JP Sears, who's a lefty for the A's, it's allowing fellow lefties to hit 300 against him, which is kind of rare. Freeman in this series, 7 of 9 with 3 doubles, and he's over this number in 10 of his last 14. Tell you what, I think he does it again tonight. Maybe we get a home run, maybe we get a double, or we get 2 singles. Either way, I feel like we cash this plus money prop at plus 105. And then last night, we talked about more synergy here with the great Spector's pick with the great right-handed Babe Ruth and Christopher Morel, and then Barner's over with the in the game. We're going to go with the over 17.5 combined hits at minus 120. We played the same thing last night. There were 25 hits. The night before, there were 34 hits. No team in the last, 123 years has been more prolific over 2 games than the Chicago Cubs. They scored, 36 runs? Well, the over this number of 17.5 combined hits is 7-1 this year between these 2 teams. Luke Weaver, the Red starter, he's only given up 110 hits in 86 innings pitched. Only. Is that the right word? Jamison Taillon has only given up 65 hits in 49 innings pitched at Wrigley Field. By the way, if you sense the sarcasm, both of those numbers are not good. You're going to see another high-scoring game tonight. And we're going to cash everything on the slate, I feel like.
We're cashing everything, yes. Well, EC, you brought up that crazy Cubs stat. I actually heard today the number of runs they've scored over the last 2 games is the most of any MLB team in history over 2 games since 1897.
There you go.
Just nuts. Okay, guys, we want to get to something here. We got a couple minutes left. Football is back. We made it. We got Jets-Browns tonight in the NFL Hall of Fame. We're reaching a next level of degeneracy here. M Square says, like this video if you're betting on the Hall of Fame game tonight. We're at 107. I know there's 3 more people out there who are betting on the game tonight, but really interesting one. The Jets opened as a 1.5-point underdog. Then Zach Wilson was announced the starter. Jets became a 2-point favorite. There's also been a huge swing in the totals market. A lot of money coming in on the under this morning. Then a bunch of money came in on the over, and the line has not moved. It's at 33.5. So EC, you always got something to say. What do you think about this preseason game?
In the last 10 Hall of Fame games, this under 33 is hitting 7 out of 10. I'm staying away from that. I don't want to go. As you know, I love betting overs. Even this one gives me a little bit of indigestion. I actually like the Browns tonight. That's a lean here, but I think Grace kind of convinced me beforehand. We got Kellen Mond starting, former Texas A&M and Vikings quarterback, and then my favorite Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA. He's playing for the Browns tonight. I think it's basically a home game for them in Canton, maybe an hour and a half away. Going with the Browns with the points, but that's a lean. You do what you want with that if you really want to bet it. Yeah.
I love DTR. I knew you would too. You're a fellow Pac-12 After Dark watcher. M squared. I'm looking for points tonight. So Mike's on the over, but he's going against history there.
Yeah, Grace, I'm a Pac-12 After Dark attender, and then I have to drive home.
Let's go.
2 hours after these games, which, by the way, I'm enough with the Pac-12. I'm ready to be out of this conference, but that's beside the point. But I love DTR, yes.
Yeah, that's a discussion for another day, and a very lengthy discussion I'm sure we'll have. Okay, let's get to the recap screen now. We got Specty. We're all in on the Cubs-Reds today. Specty's got Christopher Morel, the right-handed Babe Ruth, according to EC, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI at -110. EC's on Freddie Freeman, over 1.5 total bases at +105. And the Reds-Cubs over 17.5 combined hits at -120. Mike Barner on the Cubs-Reds to go over 10 runs in the full game, -118. And Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 walks at -155. And Proppy rounding us out with Dodgers on the run line at -140. And then do whatever you want with the NFL preseason game. Come back, let us know tomorrow how you did. All right, the Early Edge will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. This crew is back at 4 o'clock. Remember to catch just Larry tonight. He's a good one on CBS Sports HQ at 6 and 8 Eastern. For Frickin' Frack, Mikey B, and Proppy, I'm Grace Remington. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the pay window.